as we speak, big data is happening, and the buzz will be there for the future. Now, the question is data warehouse or learning data warehouse still relevant in the age of big data? Right? Let's look at the differences and conclude if it is still relevant. Now, first of all, we cannot compare data warehouse to big data or big data to data warehouse because data warehouse is a concept, right? It is a concept which is defined in 1990s on how we can make the multiple sources of data, which is unstructured and in different formats, into a structured data for your query analysis. However, big data is a technology or a bunch of technologies, which we call it as big data, right? So it is difficult for us to compare the traditional data warehouse, which is in existence from quite some years, and the new baby elephant, which is big data. Now, please remember, big data is not only Hadoop or not just Hadoop, right? It is beyond that. There are lots of new initiatives which are happening within the big data technology, and a lot of things which have been considered as standards in the recent past or in the recent years are being revolutionized with this. So what is data warehouse used for? The data warehouse, or the concept of it, was to gather analytical operations, avoid any slowdowns in transaction response times, and minimize the CPU costs. Now that's from the operational perspective. But if you look at the final benefits, you have the centralized repository with historical data, which can be queried for multiple business questions and come up with forecast summaries, your what if questions from the data warehouse data. Now the question still remains, is data warehouse still relevant in the age of big data? Why can't we go for the technologies, new technologies with big data like Hadoop and NoSQL databases? Now, one of the practical reasons within the organizations is the adoption and implementation. Now, though the rate has doubled in the recent past on big data adoption, there are lots of companies which are still sticking to the old school because of the finances and the budget allocation, the sizable return of investments, technology maturity, because if you take any of the tools which are outside in the market and if you buy them, if you pay them money for the license, you get the service guarantee. Now with the open source tools, the service guarantee is not available. I mean, there are forums which help, but it is not as critical as it is for you than to the forum, right? And you have different challenges in delivery, the connectivities, etc. Now, as you're looking at this video, some of these problems would have been addressed or they are in the progress of being addressed, but it is still an issue, right? So what should we conclude? Now, data warehouse will be there in existence and it isn't time to close the door on the data warehouse just yet because it'll be a blend of an existing enterprise data warehouse concepts with the usage of new big data technologies, right? But it is not the end of data warehouse. Hope that is clear. Obviously, you can raise any questions you have. That is what I have understood from multiple seminars, conferences which I have attended. Please raise your questions. We can discuss it in this forum if you have anything in specific to the big data and the data warehouse. Thank you.